Hi everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. Although this is going to be Lenormand readings, I'm Denise. Hi! This little deck is Jamie Sawyer's, I think it's called Path. Oh, I forget, Lenormand Path. And it's on Etsy, so you can find it on Etsy. This one is the Maybe Lenormand by Ryan Edward. It's a little combo of Gypsy. And then this one is the vintage Lenormand, and you can get it on rootweaver.com from Australia. So I've shuffled, and these two are for yes or no questions, and I've taken out the neutral cards, so I just have the yes and no cards to get yes and no answers. And so the way it's going to go, this is either going to be a really short reading or in depth. This one is shuffled to find out, did Mitch McConnell cheat in at least his last election? And then if it's a yes, I want to know how he did it, what players were involved, possible future. And then with this deck, I want to know is, will he be caught? Will he pay the price, you know, in this lifetime? So, okay, so let's find out. All right, yes or no, did he actually cheat in this last 2020 election? That's a yes card. I'll draw one more just to be super clear, and that's a yes card. Those are both yes cards. The moon and the bouquet are flowers. They're both yes cards. Okay, so, and what's interesting in the Lenormand is we pretty much have an equal, like if you pull all the cards out, you have an equal, pretty much an equal, you know, display of yes and no cards and then neutral cards. Like you can see, here's how I split the deck up. These are yes and no's. These are neutrals. So there's a lot more neutrals than there are yes and no's. Okay. Now with this deck, let's find out how he did it. How did he cheat? How has he gotten away with this? How did he pull it off? Okay, bear with me while I get the bottom row. Actually, hold on, let me do it this way. Because I know you guys, we have a lot of Lenormand readers out there, so you guys could start looking at this while I pull the next row. And feel free to drop in any comments, because I'm not perfect. I'm a very flawed human. Which is why I made a stupid comment about Kentucky, and which is why I, you know, misspoke and said he was Speaker of the House when I know for darn certain that that's Nancy Pelosi. But I was kind of reading the birds card, and you know, anyway, I explained how I made that mistake in my comments, and I also explained it in my last video on Trump's video, December 12th and 14th. So I won't go into it again. But anyway, you guys can look at those cards while I draw the next row. Because remember, this is how he cheated. How did he do it? How did he do it? Okay. Okay, so what I'm drawn to here are this I assigned already ahead of time before I, even shuffled. I intended to have this card come up for voting machines because they're closed containers. So it might be, I might be able to read it in two different ways, but governmental, institutional voting machines, which changed suddenly the votes and changed with electricity. I mean, that's the way they work. If you do a little research on the machines, is that they originally were not created to go online, but then they started making them internet adaptable so that they could like download all the data and count faster. But once they can go online, I think there was an 11-year-old girl or a 10-year-old girl. I can't remember if it was an 11-year-old girl that did it in 10 minutes or a 10-year-old girl that did it in 11 minutes. But this little girl was able to hack into a voting machine and change the, program it to make changes within either 10 or 11 minutes. So there's that. That's public record. So even though they have said that, there's no mass voter fraud, well, yeah, there wasn't, but that's because, in the presidential election, so many people voted with paper ballots, which, are scanned in, and then it's really hard to manipulate that, and I think that that's what needs to happen in the future. Every state needs to go paper ballots only. Or something. I don't know, that and something else maybe. There needs to be other safety measures put in. But anyway, this is the card for votes. This is the card for the internet and changing something quickly. And this is the card for change. And this is the voting machine. So if you don't care to watch anymore, then that's the end of the reading. That's pretty much the answer right there. But let's see how he did it. Well, he has been dangerously involved with a clan. I was diving into some more meanings of this card. Of course, it's all about the ego, and of course it's Trump, and of course it's, clubs and clans, tribes. So, and, of course it's pride and ego and all of that. But I guess the way, there's a few different ways we could read this. Part of the way he did it is he made some dangerous, like cutting decision based on some clannish pride. So here's how I'm going to read it right now. KKK. He has lifetimes. I think he has lifetimes as a slave owner, or at least one or two. I think that his white pride is involved. I think he is. I think this is his gerrymandering. This is his cutting out, his redistricting, gerrymandering to cut out the black voter, cut out the ethnic voter, cut out anybody who doesn't fall in alignment with who he thinks, deserves to vote. And then here again we have more cutting. Cutting. He's used tools to cut out anybody who's not in like his club, anybody in the 1%. And this has been going on, I think, all across the land for quite some time. This feels to me like all these four cards here together feel like gerrymandering, redistricting. And he's done it in order to create an opportunity for luck for him within the voting machine to change it. Now, up here, this has to have something to do with, maybe this has to do with how in his state of Kentucky, he has not taken any responsibility to try and help people who needed help. So it may have very well have been some COVID, he made it really hard, really challenging, really difficult. He cut out any way to make it easy for anyone who had COVID or who was feeling down or ill or maybe even had addictions. He made it really hard for them to vote. And I'm not really seeing like who. I'm kind of blind right now as to who helped him, except for Trump and any Klan, any of these dangerous, like, white supremacist, Klan people. But so I guess we just have a group here. Well, this is a group too. This is an organization. This is a dangerous, dangerous organization. And the fish card has to do with money, people being paid, people paying him, or him paying people. Yeah, because he would have the funds, wouldn't he? He and his wife with her, this could be Elaine Chao and her transportation department. The fact that she's, she's the shipping heiress of a magnate. I guess his name's John Chao. And what was the name of their company was like Foremost or First, I don't know, I forget the name of it, something with an F. Who owns the shipping transportation. So Elaine's in on it, I think. I'll probably read on her separately, but I think she's in on it. I think she's the one who helped him get things moving. Maybe the machines came from China. Maybe the machines actually came from China. Because we have to remember, Ivanka has, she had, 10 different patents on voting machines from China. So if Ivanka could get those voting machines, why couldn't this little twerp McConnell get those machines installed across the land? Because this is a tool. A voting machine is a tool. This card is all about, duels, challenges, fighting and weapons. So it's like he weaponized these voting machines to change the vote. Change, suddenly, the vote. And the people that helped him were people who were, just impulsively wanting to stay in control, I suppose. This card's a little confusing. It's Cupid, it's like attraction, it's impulsiveness, it's, eros. So I guess, like eros for money. God, I get this weird little feeling like maybe he's involved in all these people, with all these people who, because we're talking like wire transfers, things like that, like the way that money laundering works, because, they launder it twice. And then it gets, and part of the way they do that is, of course they have all these shell companies in other countries. But the wire transfers come through, little bits, like shoot it down, it gets shot into like this, from one account into another. Because these are like bank accounts, institutions of all kinds. And he could even have some darkness going on with like, COVID relief funds or CARES Act funds or PPP loans. And that's right. Somebody, one of you guys, one of you brilliant. I love you guys. You guys are just the best. I swear. You give me the best information. And when you don't have it, you find it and you give it to me later. I love it, and I get the best emails, best questions. But anyway, recently, well, last night, somebody commented about how much money. It might have been Tanya Wales. You're just such a blessing to my channel. I so appreciate your comments. You're just brilliant. It may have been you or someone else who commented about Elaine Chao's, shipping company receiving COVID relief funds or receiving PPP loans, or a bunch of different companies connected to her. So I'm not. It's so hard, you guys. I wish you could understand. Make fun of me all you want. I don't care, but it's really hard. Being like in an intuitive space where you're trying to get guidance and you're reading cards and you're also trying to remember like logical facts that just happened yesterday. But anyway, so there was something that came through about PPP loans that her and her cronies and many other companies had taken advantage of. Those loans, I think like the small business loans, and they were all connected back to her. So there's that transportation. So anyway, I just feel like it's all of these people, these organizations who have taken advantage. This could even be like vaccinations for people. This could even be people who have been addicted to drugs like needles, you know what I mean, like anything you shoot up, and of course there's an illness across the land, but somehow he's received money from it, and he's been able to get these people to help him more and more, and she's in on it. They're all in on it just because of the money. And definitely, the voting machines in Kentucky were changed just enough to get him what he wanted. Because how else does he do it when he's got a 14% approval rating? That just doesn't make sense. So that's obvious. Okay, so in this lifetime, will we see him be held accountable? Will he at least be caught? And whether or not he lives through it, will he at least be caught? That's a yes card, and that's all about money flow. That's a yes card. Money flow in opportunistic ways. Okay, so now I'm going to stop the yes or no portion of it. Let me hold on. Let's get the rest of this deck. Hold on while I shuffle. How's it going to go down for Mr. Mitch, for the Grim Reaper, for Moscow Mitch? And I think it's other countries besides Moscow. But, Russian oligarchs, and like I said yesterday, it's either Oleg Deripaska or Dmitry Firtash, but it could be any of them. Could be ones we don't even know. We have to remember that there were, was it 12 of them, I think, from the Mueller report? There were 12 of them that were sanctioned to keep hands off of anything to do with anything to do with America, I think. So there's 12 of those dudes out there that did everything they could to get Trump elected, even though it wasn't able to be proven. But then again, there are so many things that they weren't allowed to be looked at because of this stupid OLC laws that say, a sitting president can't be investigated, or of course he was impeached, but can't be removed, I suppose. Okay, so how is this going to go down for Mitch? How will he be caught? What will be the circumstances? How will it play out for him? Okay. So we have the whip, the mice, the ring, mountain, bear, fish, and sun. Let me give a little more room. Oh, there, I guess there's enough. Okay, and then we have the anchor, birds, tower, clouds, clover, stork, or storks, it's usually two. That's one big stork, and then stars. Okay, so the way it's going to go down for him is he's going to, I don't know if this happens before his next election or, you know, because we're talking like 6 years from now he'll come up. But this is either being beaten and he loses. This can also be arguments where he loses his marriage, his relationship, and there's some big obstacle to his control and his money. The mountain's always obstacle. The ring is, you know, contracts, commitments, alliances. So he's going to lose. Mice is loss. Either loss or, you know, something that's diminished or is lessened. So, hold on, let me not go too fast here. This could just be actions that create loss within his alliances, and then he'll be blocked from his ability to control and also his strength, basically his money, power, protection, and that flow of money, the transactions will be revealed. Somehow it's going to come out. Wow. Okay. So the abusive goals that he's had, somebody's going to talk about it. And someone in a governmental position, and somebody, well, this could be more than one person. All these could be two people. But with the clouds, it has to do with well, it's uncertain, it's cloudy, it's, you know, hesitation. But relationship, yeah, and it's, you know, and I get this is more about the people that are involved in the government with him. So I think it's going to show, because this card, Knight, it's over here to the mice. Yeah, relationships that were involved, the shady people, helped him steal. The light side is facing the, you know, governmental position portion, or, you know, card. And the dark side is on at least two people. But it is going to be revealed, and it is going to be like, widespread. We're going to know about it, and it is going to create some big change. And this is also a card of moving and like relocation. Like a big change is coming for him. This is a card of legal cases. Big obstacle to his money flow. And I think it's going to be revealed to have been very widespread. Wow. In all these opportunistic ways, it's like these laws that need to be, these laws that hide and obfuscate, people being very risky and taking chances. There's so many laws need to be changed. But our Constitution was created in order to be able to amend it. So we need more amendments to the Constitution. We need laws that will, block this in the future. And I think that's what these cards are saying. Wow. I think there needs to be an ongoing diving into any political person's finances. There needs to be, and maybe there is already and I just don't know about it. Okay, so these are the yes and no cards. My next question, but anyway, financial transparency is what I think needs to be, always on the table and always looked at for any person in politics, because they have positions of power. Okay, so is Elaine Chao going to dump him, divorce him, dump him? Yes or no? Is she going to stick with him or is she going to dump him? Is he looking for a divorce? Oh wait, these are the, hold on, I think I screwed up. Yeah, these are totally, well, let's just do it this way then. Because these are the neutral, no, that's, well, you know what? Let's use this deck. I like this deck. Just bear with me while I shuffle. Let's look at Elaine Chao, and this is the, what's it called? Monarch? I can't say it. It's Mondacht. Oh no, Mondnacht. Monarch. It's like light of the moon or something like that is what it stands for in German. And it's available on Etsy. Okay, so one row for Elaine, the next row for Mitch, and what is she going to do about the relationship in the future? Or maybe I should ask if she's going to be caught. Actually, let me use this deck first. Hold on, bear with me. How's it legally going to go for? Boy, this is turning into a long reading. Okay, I'll try to make it short. How's it going to go for Elaine? Because if Mitch is caught, we saw how it's going to go for him. How is it legally going to go for her? And what is she going to do? And then later on, more if I have time, we can look at the relationship between them. But I think this will be a better way to get at it. Elaine, hold on, let me tune into her. Elaine Chao. Oh, God. She's as creepy as he is. Oh, she's every bit as creepy as he is. Yeah, man. She doesn't care about anything except money. And the facade. Wow. Okay. Show me Elaine Chao's future. How's all this going to go down for her? Oops. There she is. Okay, that makes sense. Yep. How's it going to go for you, Elaine? Only the truth. I only want the truth. How's this going to go for her? Okay. So we have the handshake, like bonding card, the heart. This is her. This is that clan, club, order, or order. People who are in it together. The old boys club. The old white man slave master boys club. The sun card. It's going to be revealed about all this, all the sucky, all the vampiric energy overseas. Wow. Okay, and then the fox, of course, her nefarious partnerships. She's been being watched. So these are partnerships that she cares about. She cares about these partnerships because it keeps her in that like controlling club and order of success, but it's going to be revealed about how much they've actually like sucked out of, sucked away from America and given to her father. Sucked away and abused and given away to her father. This is her father, the shipping magnate. I'm getting that really clearly. This isn't Mitch. This is her father. She's got more of a relationship with, she's like, you know, Ivanka and Donald. Like she's got the daddy's little girl relationship going on. That's what's going on there. That's what that is. Because it's abusive. And of course it's been widespread and it's been their goal all along. And it's been going on for a long, long, long time. This is like the old white boys club here. White boys club. When this card's next to a dark card, it's a really dark, this turns into a really, really dark card. Because it has nothing to do with like purity and honesty and wisdom. Instead, it turns into falseness and dishonesty. And so this is like because these cards are too close. Remember with the Lenormand, each card affects the others. And these are all pretty negative cards. These two are positive. This is neutral. This is pretty negative. So the honesty turns dishonest. And this is like belonging to a club where they just get what they want. And it's been going on for a very long time. So she will be found guilty because they're watching her. Now I don't have like the Tower card to show, you know, legal cases, but it might be that she runs to daddy. This is a family card. This is also a card of like sucking up all the life force, you know, because the big trees do that. They have a big taproot and it sucks, you know, from everything around it. So sucking the success away from what could be a peaceful, you know, America, because this card Knight's here, and instead it goes to her and her dad. So she works for her dad. She works for her dad. So that's what's going to be revealed. This is all her future. I think she's going to run back to her dad. So let me ask, let's just quickly, let me dive into her and her husband, Mitch McConnell. What is she going to be doing? I think I'll just do 5, 2 rows of 5. Top row for her, bottom row for him. Let's look at their relationship in the future. This is her. And that's her, even though yeah, it's an older woman. And let's look at Mitch. Yeah, there he is. And they're at opposite sides, and they're not looking. See, in relationship readings, these two guys are facing each other, the woman and the man, because that would show harmony. But that's not happening. They're on opposite sides, and they're looking in other directions. Okay, Mitch. God, always with the clovers. Opportunity. Opportunistic. Okay. So with her, so she's the one who controls the money. She has this network. She has this network, and she's the brains of this money flow. Wow, I would have never thought that. Well, okay, yeah, she's smart. Or daddy's taught her well. And then what she has over him is, you know, the darkness of his opportunistic ways that she's kept secret. She's kept secret, and that's her goal. I don't know if she's going to turn on him, though. You guys, I'm not seeing... Notice I didn't get the snake card. There's so many other cards I would have gotten if she would have... if it looked like she would turn on him. No, she's just going to divorce him. With the coffin card here, she is just going to divorce him. And end the relationship, but she won't turn on him because it would incriminate herself, is what I'm thinking. I mean, that's just common sense, right? So she's been the brains, a big part of the brains. She definitely has documents that shows the financial, you know, transactions. But she's going to just, I think, hide everything and keep it down. I don't think we have extradition treaties with China, do we? I don't think we do. So if she ran back to China, I don't think, I could be wrong on that. You guys have to tell me, or I can look it up later. Always, Google's my best friend. But yeah, I think if she hightailed it to China, I don't think there's anything anybody could do. Wow. Okay, well, I'm going to close this up for now because it's getting too crazy long. And I welcome your questions if this triggers anything further. I will, of course, consider more readings on them. Okay, you guys, take care. Bye.